So I oppose this law. The basis of this was for elementary schools, high schools, and then we throw this on for schools that have legal adults in it. So, thank you.
Thank you very much. Tim Taylor? Nope. Bill Montanari? Bill Montanari? Richard Bodine?
Richard Bodine from Frederick County. Mr. Chairman and members of the judiciary, I just oppose this bill for the multiple reasons previously stated.
Tim Montoya? Excuse me.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and Senators. I oppose this bill. One question I did have, but the sponsors and experts vacated the room. How do you know if somebody has a gun on campus? Does anybody have any suggestions or any answers to that? I'd propose that, or state that you find out that someone has a weapon on campus because they used it in a crime, which is already an illegal act. So adding the criminal law to make this the mere possession of a self-defense tool on campus is not common sense at all. Also, the experts stated they already have policy and regulations that prohibit the possession of a weapon on campus. So I just see this bill as a complete waste of time that we could use to a beneficial bill to keep the public safe. Thank you.
All right, Thomas Hood.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to present my testimony. You're legally able to own a firearm at 18. You're legally able to own a rifle, a handgun at 21. So we heard from the witnesses that these kids are under a lot of stress and that they're in a vulnerable stage in their life. Everybody here somehow made it through that stage in life, and we're all sitting here maybe a little worse for the wear. These same 18, 21-year-old kids are joining basic training. They're in an infantry battalion. They're handed a fully automatic machine gun, and they somehow manage to deal with being under a lot of stress, I'm sure a lot more than some college kids are dealing with, and they're in a vulnerable state in their life and manage to magically not machine gun everybody standing next to them. At what point, I guess, nowadays do you actually grow up and are able to be an adult and be able to be held responsible for your own actions? You're given the right by federal law and Maryland state law to own the weapon, and you're not trying to raise that age to 25. So why, because the person magically ends up on a college campus, are they incapable of thinking for themselves? The other thing I'd like to say is, with all due respect to the professors, I went my entire career K through master's at a Maryland public school or college. Most of them are more of the liberal persuasion, I would say, than probably of a conservative persuasion. That's their right, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when they say they don't feel safer with firearms on there, I would probably be led to believe that they don't support firearms. They would generally be against firearms in general. So I would take that with a grain of salt. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Jose Saldana. Okay. Victoria Miller and Deborah Miller. I remember them not being here. Okay. And I think that's it.
I'd like to add something, please. I'm sorry, well, I'll take Jose's space because he's my friend, and I know what he was going to say.
Sorry, we have rules here that I have to follow, otherwise it'll. So, but we would be happy to, as I've said before, everybody can submit written testimony from you and Mr. Saldana if you'd like to. That'd be great. Thank you. All right, that concludes the testimony on Senate Bill 906, and we now turn to Senator Pugh, Senate Bill 638.